Hi guys, this is Rusty78609. I'm in Ruidoso, New Mexico. I just left Albertson's grocery store, and so now we're going to take a drive through Ruidoso and let you see it. Okay, so here we go. It is Saturday morning, about 11.
Take the next left onto New Mexico 48 North, Billy the Kid Trail.
So let's take a left here. Okay, I've got my other phone with Google Maps on, so you're going to hear the little Google lady telling me where to go, and I hope she's not too rude. If I can get out here, this guy slowed down for some reason. Okay, here we go. I said take a left, so
Continue on New Mexico 48 North for 8 miles.
48 north for 8 miles, guys. Gasoline is $2.59 a gallon here, and that's the cheapest spot because I did my gas buddy thing and ended up at a USA gas station. But it is a beautiful day. Temperature is 64 degrees here, and Ruidoso is about 6,900 feet in elevation. So, you know, the air is a little thin here. I wouldn't want to go do my walk in here. But be that as it may, it is a nice day. I've got groceries for another 7 days or more. And so everything's going out. You know, the prices of groceries are probably 15% higher than my home base. You know, gasoline's about 20 cents a gallon higher than my home base. So those are things you have to factor in when you're taking a trip, is because since you don't know where to go, and even if you did know where to go, your chances of saving money in a tourist trap like this are going to be slim and none. But it is a beautiful area, and they've got some great, they've got great places to eat out, but I don't eat out anyway, so it doesn't affect me. I mean, I got me a little thing of soup at Albertson's, and that'll be my lunch, and then I've got a lot of other stuff for whatever. And then as far as the evening meal, you know, I just mix up some avocado and beans and whatever I can come up with and go with that. The speed limit on this road is 40. I'm set on 40, so let's enjoy the ride. That guy in front of me is from Alaska. He took a wrong turn. Now he's trying to find his way back home. The humidity is extremely low here. I don't know what it is right now, but I can tell that it's low because I'm thirsty. It's a beautiful little community if you're in an area of the USA or wherever, and you want to come to a place that's fairly cool in the summertime, June, July, August. This would be a nice place, a little pricey for RV parks and stuff like that, because I've checked on them, and they range anywhere from $500 a month and up, or $400 a month and up. There were a couple, but they're very busy year-round. Well, all I got to tell you is Google Maps is a lifesaver for me. I'm telling you. Even though she hadn't spoken, I can see my little map on my other phone and know I'm on the right road, I hope. Now, sometimes what Google Maps will do is it'll take you off through a neighborhood. It will be a shortcut. You won't know it. You'll just kind of have to grit your teeth and say, well, I hope this young lady knows where she's going. But she's never let me down. I mean, I've gone some back roads and through neighborhoods and everywhere else, but it's always been, I always found my way to wherever I was wanting to go, so can't complain. Yeah, you know, and that's artificial intelligence being used, which is very beneficial, and all it's going to do is get better. It's just going to get better and better and better. And with 5G, it'll just get quicker and quicker and quicker. We're climbing a pretty good hill here. It's really scenic here, you know, and this is something I haven't seen in a while, is trees. We're kind of in a forest here, and on the other road, the road I came in on, I don't remember coming in here. I don't know how we're going back. I really don't. We're on Highway 40. Oh, I know where we're at. Yeah, 48. We go up here and take a left, I think, and go through some small towns. But we'll run this video for a while and let you see what this area looks like, because it is. It's very scenic to me and to others, because they get a lot of tourists in Ruidoso, I guarantee you, the downtown area is usually just bumper to bumper. And I was going to go down there and do a little walk, but I've done that. I did that last year. So we'll kind of stick with just driving today. And I haven't done too many driving videos lately, maybe a couple, but there's snow on the mountaintop to my left. I'm not sure what peak that is, but it's got a nice snow cap on it. And right now the temperature is showing to be 69 degrees, which is very comfortable. Thought it was going to be really cold here, so I brought me an extra jacket, and it turns out I didn't need it, but the old scout motto, whatever it is, be prepared. I go with that one every time. Layer it on and layer it off. Being cold is something I do not enjoy. They got all kind of little artsy shops and stuff. A lot of real estate offices. Don't know I'm not sure what the price of raw land is here. I'm sure it's a little pricey. This road is a little rough. We're at Alto Lake, and there actually is a small lake off to the right. In Texas, we would call that a stock tank. They call it a lake here. I'm trying to find a smooth part of the road to drive on. Better watch where I'm going. When I was coming through Ruidoso, I saw some, I guess it was elk in the street. Not several, probably 6. And they just walked right across the street and went across and sat down or laid down or whatever they do. There's the Sierra Recreation Area. And again, there's a national forest here. Here we are, elevation here 6,900 feet, leaving Ruidoso. We're going north on Highway 48, wherever that is. And we go out here about 8 miles, take a left, and go through a couple of small towns, and we're headed back to Valley of the Fires, ETA about noon, or maybe a little before. And I'll put my stuff away and have me some soup, take a little short walk, and respond to some comments probably. I need to catch up because you guys are burying me with comments. I appreciate it, but what I try to do, particularly the ones that are asking a question related to RVing and stuff, I try to get back to those because I know if I would have had a little help when I was starting out, it would have saved me some heartaches and pocketbook aches. One of the things I didn't know then, and I've come to learn about, is towing capacities of vehicles and how they're overrated. So that's why I tell people, if let's just say you have a vehicle that's rated at 5,000 pound maximum towing capacity, divide that by 2 and look for an RV that weighs around 2,500 pounds, because the towing capacity of vehicles is, my opinion, which is worth nothing, grossly overstated. And towing anything with a car that's a 4-cylinder, you're going to have to keep it under 1,000 pounds for sure. Okay, Fort Stanton. Yeah, I used to go that way. When I was out here last year, I would go that way to the right here to my camping area. It was only from Ruidoso to where I was camped was 20 minutes. Nice little campground, a BLM site that was free for 2 weeks. But I thought about going there now, but it's too cold in this area now. The elevation at that campground is about the same as Ruidoso, and it's a little too cool right now. This is a little village of Pine Hill. This is a safety corridor. They come up with more stuff to double the traffic fines. The right lane ends. Okay, school bus stop. Got a lot of information there on those signs. But we're averaging 24.3 miles a gallon even riding around these hills in my 2017 Ram V6 8-speed automatic with 321 gears. That's pretty good. And when I'm towing, I've been averaging around 14, slightly better, but not much. And I've been out here getting close to a month. Next week will be a month. So yeah, it's am I in any hurry to go home? No. Yeah, this is so much better than camping in the Prius and camping in the truck. Of course, I'm 72 years old and I do enjoy some amenity or some creature comforts, like taking a shower inside and having my own toilet inside, and being able to stand up. That's a biggie. And if the wind's blowing 40 miles an hour, I can sit comfortably inside the RV and fix a meal without having to go outside and be in a storm. It is pretty though. That's all across the mountains here near Ruidoso. And then when we get down into the valley, we'll head over to Ruidoso and the Valley of the Fires, unless my little friend. Another thing that happens, I'll tell you, whenever you're using a cell phone in an area like this and you're using Google Maps, what'll happen is you will lose the cell signal, and therefore you have lost Google Maps. And you just keep going and going and going, and you wonder why the little Google lady isn't telling you to turn, and the reason is she ain't there. Has that ever happened to me? Yeah. But fortunately, she said it was 8 miles to where I turned, and so I can kind of keep that in mind. We'll let this run a while because it is a pretty drive. It's a beautiful day. I'm kind of going a little bit into the sun, but the sun's pretty high in the sky now, so it shouldn't be too bad. There's the Angus Cemetery. It's where old Angus is buried, I guess. Wonder where he was buried.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto New Mexico 37 North.
Okay, well, we'll do that. In a quarter mile, we'll turn left onto 37 North. See, I love that. That's music to my ears. And once we get on 37, that takes us all the way almost to Ruidoso. It comes to an intersection. You turn left on.
Take the next left onto New Mexico 37 North.
Okay, babe. Thank you for your help, lady, and you enjoy your day. I'm going to enjoy mine on this little road.
Continue on New Mexico 37 North
For what? I just cut you off, didn't I? We go through Bonita Lake and a little town called Nogal, Nogal. And we're on our way, guys. There's a little RV park off to the left. There are hundreds of them out here because they're all cash cows. They are all money makers. We'll let this run a few more minutes, guys, because they had a forest fire out here. As you can see off to the left, maybe barely, in the video, you'll see that mountain is virtually treeless, and that's because they did have a forest fire in here that wiped out a fairly large section of this forest. Unfortunately, I do not know the name of it, and I haven't seen a sign yet to tell me. I wanted to say Carson, but I'm not sure that's correct. They've got so many. Let's just call it a national forest, all right? Let's just leave it at that. That's all we need to know, right? A lot of trees. So what would I change? Is there anything I could tweak on my trip to improve my boondocking, dry camping experience? Guys, I got to tell you, right now, I can't think of anything offhand. The refrigerator, the Dometic CF18 is working fine. The Zamp solar panels, the 120 watts, two 60 watt panels, combined with the 120 amp AGM battery are working great. The lead acid battery on the RV, the 75 amp hour battery, is holding up great. This morning they were both at 90%. I'll get back in time to put about 3 hours of charge on both. I mean, I put 2 hours on the AGM battery, and that pretty much tops it off in this good sunshine like today, and then 1 hour on the lead acid, and it's topped off because I only use about 5 amps a day on the lead acid and about 10 to 15 on the AGM battery. So if I put in, and when on days like this, I'll be getting nearly 8 amps coming out of the 260 watt panels, And so in 2 hours, I've got the AGM battery full, and in 1 hour or less, the lead acid battery is full. So, you know, all that's working good. As far as water, I just picked up 5 gallons of drinking water, and the only water I get or buy is drinking water. The water at the campground is fine for taking a shower and washing dishes and stuff, and so I just truck them over there 1 gallon at a time and pour it into the tank. I have a little, it's a thing you would put oil into a car with, and it's got an end on it where you can pour the water in real easily. It goes right into the fresh water tank. It cost me $5, worth every penny of it, because otherwise it'd be difficult. Yeah, so far so good. I know I paid a little more for groceries, and I know I paid more for gas, but you know, other than that, as far as campground fees, right now we're at about $70. When I leave out of here, I'll have spent about $70 on camping fees in a month. And if you can travel across the United States and live in somewhat comfort by going to improved campgrounds, so that you're not having to park at Walmart, truck stops, rest areas, and boondock where the dust just eats you up, then that's doing pretty good. Because whenever you're boondocking, the biggest downside really is two things. The roads suck, and then the dust, because there's no improved areas around, and so whenever the dust is stirred up by the winds, you get a good dose of it. Insects, that's a push. Anywhere you go, you're going to have them. Unfortunately, where I am, there's very few. There's a few flies and a few gnats, but they're hardly noticeable because I've sat outside several times. No problem. No problemo. But anyway, guys, I'll end this video here in just a second. It's just a nice drive, you know, so why not let it go? Because, you know, for the guys that don't want to watch it, just click off and go eat a hamburger or whatever you're going to do. For those that like to drive in New Mexico, I'll let it go. Why not? The only downside is it takes a while to upload long videos. Is that a problem? No, not at all. Not at all. So for you guys that are thinking about full-time RVing, you know, it can be done and you can enjoy it. You just have to select what fits your personality and your lifestyle and go for it. You know, there's no one type of equipment that fits all needs, because some people have pets, need more space. Some people have family members, need more space. And for me, I just, what I've got, a 16-foot travel trailer works great. And it's light enough to where my truck tows it fairly easily. See, the maximum towing capacity of my vehicle is 4,900 pounds. And so I divided that by 2. That gives me about 2,500 pounds. And the drive weight of my travel trailer is 2,450 pounds. Of course, I've added about 300 pounds to that with water and clothing and so forth, food, etc. And so we're looking at, I'm about probably 2,800 pounds in that area. And so I'm comfortable with that. The truck doesn't have to work too hard, even in hills, and that's good. So now we're coming out of the mountains into the valley a little bit, but it is pretty, and New Mexico is a nice state. I enjoy it. Where am I headed next? I have no idea. But I want to stay in the comfortable temperature zones, somewhere between highs around 80 or so and lows close to 45 as I get. 45 is a comfortable temperature to wake up to in the mornings. 35 is not. During the day, inside the RV, if it gets up to 80, which it hasn't yet, but it's been up to 78, which is comfortable. I can turn on my little Max Air vent fan, and it's extremely comfortable. I've used it once since I've been here, but that's all, and that's excellent. Anyway, guys, I'll end the video right about now, since we've got a pretty straight patch here. There's not much traffic. Anyway, guys, from New Mexico, leaving Ruidoso, headed back to Valley of the Fires Recreation Area. This is Rusty 78609 saying, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, buy anything your little heart desires. But if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products. Because I'm an Amazon affiliate, I get a small commission, and it doesn't cost you any more. So, if you're going to buy something from Amazon, it helps. But, if you don't want to fool with it, or you think I'm an e-beggar or whatever, that's fine. Don't mess with it. Having said that, drink plenty of water. 3 or 4 quarts a day will not hurt you. It's good for you. It will help you avoid gout, kidney stones, and it will also help you lose weight if that's what you need or want to do. What else? Take deep breaths. Breathe real deep, particularly out here in the elevations, because you really need to load up with oxygen because the air is pretty thin at these elevations. But anyway, breathe deep, breathe out slowly. What does that do? It lowers stress, and lowering stress does what? Lowers your blood pressure, and lowering your blood pressure is excellent for you anywhere in the world. And what else? Stretch, walk. I've done my stretches, did a little walking, doing grocery shopping and miscellaneous things, but I'm still going to go back. And, after I've had my lunch, I'll take a short walk, and then later on this afternoon, I'll take a nice long walk because it looks like it's going to be a really nice day and the wind's not blowing very hard at all. So having said that, guys, stand guard at the door of your mind. Don't let negative Nancy or negative Ned get inside your head. Stay positive, man. Think positive because, it's your life and you might as well enjoy it. So anyway, from somewhere between Ruidoso and Carazozo, adios amigos. Bye-bye.